This is the final call. This is the final call. Please take your seats. We are about to begin. Welcome to BYD King launch. Let's please give a warm round of applause to Jorge Vallejo, who is the CEO for BYD Mexico. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? First of all, I'd like to thank you all. It's a pleasure to be able to welcome all of my dear friends, the press. I would also like to welcome the dealerships, influencers, friends, customers who are also here. We'd like to thank you for joining us at this wonderful celebration, because we're not just proud of what we're doing now, but also of what we've been doing over the past few months. On behalf of Estelle Ali, our boss, our global vice president, the CEO for the American continent, I'd like to welcome you all. Unfortunately, they're preparing more designs, more technology, more surprises, more innovation. So unfortunately, they weren't able to come. I would also like to welcome Ray, our country manager. Welcome to this event. I would also like to thank all of our dear friends, all of the department directors who are part of this growth that we've been having. This is a moment for us to celebrate. Why? Well, because we're providing electric engines. We're making access to electric vehicles much more readily available, and that's something that only BYD can do. It's an engineering, innovation, and technology company that's focused on design, with more than 90,000 engineers who have been working precisely for this point in time. And this has been the case of what we've been doing all over the world, with more than 20 patents. And all of this makes possible the technology that we're going to be showing you today, which is the BMI technology, as well as VMO. And we've also is something that we showed you a few days ago, 3A.0, platform E 4.0, our BYD patented battery, the Blade battery. And so the idea here is to provide more efficiency and performance. We're joined here with our dealers, and we'd like to celebrate the sales that have been doubling over the months. This is the third launch we've been able to have since I've been fortunate enough to be with BYD. We started with the first vehicle that welcomed me, at least to the company, and in just a few weeks, with the SUV that we launched, in just 3 months, we've managed to achieve a wonderful growth. And then we have the Dolphin Mini, which from the moment it was launched, the Dolphin Mini that was fully electric and that was the most affordable vehicle on the market. And that was from the very beginning, which means that the engineering, innovation, technology, performance, and the quality can only be launched and can only be provided to you by BYD. BYD has been working on this for the past 10 years. We've been manufacturing these different units and with different processes, and we have a clear vision and mission, which is to lower the global temperature by 1 degree. That's easy to say, but not so easy to achieve. But the whole idea is to make sure that following a certain mechanism, we can reduce the increase in the temperature by reducing the tons that are issued onto the environment every year. And we are going to tell you about more than 3,200 units that we sold in March, compared to what we had done last year, which means an increase of 147%. And we managed to break the record of more than 7 million vehicles with this type of power or energy that have been sold globally. We're very proud of what we've been doing, but we are also increasing our footprint. We're working diligently so that more dealers can cover the entire nation. This month alone, 5 dealers have been opening their doors in a consecutive fashion. So we won't even be able to go to the ribbon cutting ceremonies because we're growing so quickly. We're reaching our goals and doubling our goals for sales, which is more than 50,000 in sales this year. And we're growing. We're doubling and tripling our percentages so that we can achieve our goal. We have consecutive openings of dealerships. We have BYD Sendero, Cumbres, Aguascalientes, Guadalajara, as well as some more. BYD Iztacalco and others that are part of this whole process. We've seen the consolidation of our products, as I was saying, and today we're going to see how the automotive industry, this is something we all know, that in the automotive industry, it's a product that's king. And what better way to prove that with this wonderful product, this product that has with more than 1,100 kilometers of performance with this wonderful BEMI technology. But it's not just the cost and the price. We also provide you with safety, design, and technology with 6 airbags that makes it completely a safe product. Because at BYD, we don't just manufacture cars. We're an engineering company that also builds dreams. This is most definitely the moment for us to establish our destination and to create our dreams. This is the BYD moment. Welcome to the BYD event here in Mexico. Let's give a warm round of applause to Oscar Hernandez, who is the product lead for BYD Mexico. Thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm so pleased to be with you once again, and now with this wonderful vehicle, which is the BYD KING DMI, with wonderful technology that was developed fully by us with the DM technology. And this is something that we developed in 2008, and now we're in the 4th generation. And it focuses basically on savings and efficient use of fuel. The DMI technology, I there refers to intelligence. It's a dual mode intelligence system, and the whole idea is to improve the performance of the vehicle. It's also the lead technology for vehicles of this type. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit about how this technology is set up. It has 3 main components. We have combustion engine, which we call the Xiaoyun, with 5 liters, that is thermally very efficient, with a 43% efficiency in terms of heat. When I don't have enough battery, I have a vehicle that it doesn't matter because it's going to be very efficient in terms of power consumption. We also have the electric hybrid system, the EHS, that you see up on the screen. The system consists of a double electric engine as well as an electric control. This EHS system will provide us the possibility of determining what type of drive I can use. It depends on the conditions of the highway. Everything is done automatically. The third component is our blade technology that everybody's familiar with, in which we always have the possibility of working in the electric sense. And if you need to take the highway, for example, for longer trips, you can do so thanks to the fact that we have a fuel tank as well. So those are the 3 main components of this vehicle. The DMI vehicle will adapt according to the drive methods required. We have fully electric when you're in the city with small distances, or when you're going to school or work or to the gym. The vehicle will be handled through the electric system. If you want to gain on somebody and quickly accelerate, it'll go into hybrid system, the serial system, so that you can give a little more power to your engine. The idea is to give you that power when you need it. And the third mode is a parallel system, in which when you're driving at higher speeds on the highway, everything works at the same time so that I can have the power I need, and so I never at any point I'm going down on power. And when you're on the highway with a cruise speed, our engine is a lot more efficient as well, and that is going to allow the combustion engine to come into play so that we have much more controlled consumption of power. So those are the systems that the DMI system will be using. And so you don't have to do a single thing. That's why it's so wonderful for power consumption. Then we also have the Blade battery. It's the product that you're all very familiar with. It's very safe. We have lithium, iron, and phosphate with no risk of fire. If you puncture it, if you squash it, no matter what you do to it, you don't run any risk. It's also very compact, so the space within the vehicle is a lot bigger, and it also has a very extensive useful life with more than 5,000 cycles. If I charge the battery every single day, it would have to, in 14 years, I would be able to deplete that power or that energy, which is why we're being able to provide our users that option of not having to change their batteries all the time. Let me tell you a little bit more about the BYD KING. We have a 3.9 liter for 100 kilometer consumption of fuel. That's when you use when you have a very low battery, and we also use the Atkinson system for that. We also have a Blade battery with 8.3 kilowatts of power, which is a battery that gives me a range of 50 kilometers. And when you combine both worlds, the combustion engine and the electric engine, you can travel 1,175 kilometers. So for traveling on the highway, it's very efficient. And we can go from 0 to 100 in 7 seconds. Remember, we're talking about an electrified vehicle in which we have propulsion through the electric system. And you don't need revolutions, you don't need a gearbox or anything like that. And that's why we have a combined power of 150 kilowatts or 204 horsepower. So this is a model that is very, very complete. And now let's move on to the topic of safety, which I know that is very important to all of us here. Our body is very structurally resistant and strong. The idea is to be able to withstand any type of crash on the lateral, on the sides, or on the front of our vehicles to protect our passengers. We also have intelligence or smart braking systems. If you need to brake in an emergency, you can rest assured that the vehicle will respond to your needs. And we also have the Blade battery, as I was saying, which is the most important component in our vehicles. We also have a honeycomb system that gives it a more structural strength and is part of the body's capability of being able to withstand impacts. And that's also very important together with the bags, of which we have 6. This is complemented with a 360-degree camera in which you're not going to have any blind points anymore. If you're going to switch lanes or there's somebody nearby, the cameras will help you to not lose any visibility, which is another very important point. And lastly, as I already mentioned, our Blade battery, which is the most important component of our vehicles and which has been developed mainly by us. With that, I would like to conclude my remarks. Thank you very much for joining us today. See you soon. Thank you. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. BYD KING DMI. Let's give a warm round of applause. Let's go with a warm round of applause for Ana Narro, PR manager for BYD Mexico. Let's give her a warm round of applause, please. Hello, hello, how are you? It's such a pleasure to have you here with us and to be able to welcome all of my colleagues from the automotive press in a moment. And I would also like to thank all of our guests, content creators, influencers, and those of you who are part of the BYD Mexico family. This is a very important day for us, and I'm thrilled to be able to be here with you representing the brand and to tell you a little bit about what this model will be offering, because you'll be surprised. It's innovative, it's fun, environmental, and it gives a unique driving experience. And above all, it's a safe vehicle. And I'll explain why. I'll be telling you some of the characteristics, the main characteristics of the vehicle. Let's start with the design. What do you think of the design? Because what BYD King is not just a vehicle, it's a work of art in terms of its design that characterizes the design, the power, and the elegance, all in one vehicle, as you can see. And you can tell right off the bat. When it comes in, people always say, wow, I mean, I get goosebumps to just think about it. It is a product that evokes the idea of the dynamic beauty of a horse that's leaping. And when I see it, I really feel that. The tires are 17-inch tires, the Broadsword tires, with an innovative multiple radius design, and that emphasize the athletic build of the King, but it's also beautiful. Visually, it's wonderful, and I hope you can enjoy them from all their angles. The front of the vehicle is inspired by water drops, and it explains that it has to be connected with waves that reflect the powerful position of the King. The headlights, with their design, with the double lens, are not just different, but also it gives you a totally different view. It makes the darkness bright, and above all, it assures you that you'll have a safe trip, which is something that BYD wants for everybody who owns one of our vehicles. The design in the back of the car is somewhat curved, and that symbolizes a spear that is about to be thrown and represents how much energy is contained in the vehicle and that can overcome any challenge. So you can also feel powerful thanks to this vehicle. And in the back of the vehicle, you'll also see the geometric design and the smoked lights vision or view that gives that visual play of light and darkness, and that gives you to see, leads you to see these new extremes in the design. And this is just for the outside, the exterior of the vehicle, but it's also got a wonderful interior. Inside, you'll find much more magic because it's young, full of energy, with a minimalist design and an extra big space. And it also has extensive storage capacity. The trunk, for example, is a 450-liter size trunk, which means that you can put in 6 standard 20-inch pieces of luggage in order to be able to satisfy your daily needs. And if you travel on the highway, it'll also be very useful. It has an ergonomic design that adapts perfectly well to the human body. It's a lot lighter and agile, and it has a blue line called glazed jade, which you can notice because it's something that really makes it stand out. It's called the glazed jade. And it looks very youthful, energetic, and it makes you feel like you're fashionable, in addition to the elegance it has on the inside. And it also has a very big space between the axes of 2,718 millimeters. So why don't we go into the vehicle itself to look at all of the details. Let's take a look from over here and just look. The production department is going to come in here with me to show you the magic. Let's take a look at all of the details I just referred to. Obviously, one of the things we couldn't miss out on, that those of you who are familiar with the brand already know about, is this screen or touch screen that can turn and it's a 12.8-inch screen. And we also have voice control, which basically means that you can always keep your hands on the steering wheel. And if you want to say anything to your BYD, you can say, for example, "Hi, BYD, turn on the AC." Done. You see, the AC just turned on inside the vehicle. And all you have to do is ask BYD what you want it to do, and it'll follow your instructions. And that's wonderful. There's something else I'd like to tell you about. I'm sure is going to surprise you because BYD has an app. I mean, I don't have my cell phone with me because I don't want to lose it. No. This is where you can download the BYD app and click on it. And you'll see how the app opens. With this app, you'll be able to control the car, which basically means that you can turn it on, turn off the lights, you lock it, open it. You can do many things with the vehicle thanks to the app, even though you mightn't be right next to it. You can turn on the AC or turn it off or do things, different types of things. Let's take a look. For example, I just locked the car. Can you see the screen? Oh yeah, there it is. The only thing you have to do is to know how to open your app, and you'll see doors and windows. You can lower them, open the doors, put on the AC or turn on the heat if it's too cold. And if it's too hot like it is right now, you can make sure that the windows are open and the AC on so that it's nice and cool when you get in. All of this is to add to the comfort and intelligence and connectivity. Because all of us here, I'm sure, have a cell phone and we're on it all the time, right? And that's something that BYD is fully aware of as well. Total connectivity is something that is available with all of your devices. That is to say, no matter what phone you have, you'll be able to connect to the cell phone on the screen. And on the screen, you'll be able to connect to the screen on your phone, and you can listen to music or podcasts, because I understand that many of you have podcasts, really good podcasts, by the way, and you'll also be able to do what's most important, which is log on to the internet, because I know that for your work, most of you and all of us need it. And this can be done very easily and safely from your BYD. That's incredible. And we also have the split screen view, which means that the screen splits, as you can tell from the name. And that all depends on the needs of the driver as well as the passenger. So that way, for example, the driver won't be distracted, which is something that often happens. And that way we can improve the safety of the vehicle and make sure that that everybody does what they're supposed to do while they're in the car. It's compatible with Android as well as iPlay, and no matter what operating system you use, you'll be able to enjoy all of these functions within the vehicle. And on top of that, I've got a great hack for you, for the journalists, for example, because we have the NFC card. The NFC card, which is very popular at BYD, and we've already spoken about it, and in which all you have to do is bring your card close to the side mirror, and that way you can activate the buttons and get onto your vehicle without any problem. Those are just some of the accessories that the BYD King has. As you can see then, this model has pretty much everything: innovation, design, comfort, sustainability, and of course, it's a BYD vehicle, therefore it has technology. It's a vehicle that not only takes you to your destination, but it also makes your experience something that's completely unique, and that's insofar as its exteriors and interiors are concerned. We have a lot of surprises for you today, and I know that you're waiting for a lot of information regarding prices, costs, promotions, and so on. That's, I know, something that you all want to know. And to that end, now I'd like to welcome Jorge Vallejo. Anna, you're the best expert in innovation, technology, and passion at BYD. You always, the spark that you have is something that affects us all, and it's wonderful. because it helps us to be fully aware of what this high quality product offers. I was excited by what you were saying. This is your second launch with us, and I can see that you're learning more and more about innovation. So yes, it would seem that you're the best engineer at BYD Mexico, and you're so enthusiastic that you make us all excited. And so we're talking about the King, El Rey, as it's called in Spanish. Rey, which means king. And we have a 8-year guarantee for the Blade battery. The first 1,000 units, and this is a commercial offering that we developed specifically to be able to launch it on the market. For the first 1,000 units, we'll get 2 years of service for free, or the first 18,500 kilometers, whatever comes first. And we also have uh, assistance while you're driving, on the road assistance. If you need, for example, a tow or something, or when you need for us to take you to your home or to your office because of any emergency with your vehicle, we will pay for the for the uh, for the tow, and it's all available for 499,800 pesos. Remember, with the most accessible price on the market, 490,800 pesos. Congratulations, BYD. With this price and this innovation and this quality that only engineering and design by BYD can give us, we're changing the way people will drive in Mexico. The King is here. Welcome, BYD, to Mexico. Thank you, everybody. And now, let's enjoy the vehicle. This is the place for you to check everything out, and I'm sure that you're all going to have a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for coming here with us. Enjoy, please. This is all for you. Join the BYD revolution with BYD King, and let the fun begin with every kilometer you travel. And we'd like to thank you if in all of your publications, if you could use the BYD King hashtag and the hashtag BYD King MX. Thank you very much for joining us. Please go for a test ride in the tunnel in the back so that you can check out the BYD King technology. I would also like to say that all guests have been selected with a different color depending on the information that you registered with, and we'd like to ask you to please go to the paddle with a color on your bracelet so that we can help you out in checking out the vehicles. Thank you very much.